So class 7, today we are going to start new chapter, that is chapter number 11, transportation in animals and plants. So first of all, what is transportation? We are moving from one place to another place. We are getting different things like foods, clothes, medicines, which are available even in the distant places. They are manufactured, but they are available to us easily. That is because of the transportation has connected the whole world. So similarly, different system in our body, in animals and plants body, different systems of living organisms are also connected by transportation. So every parts of our body is getting the energy or the food or water, that is because of the transportation. So without the transfer of substances from one organ to another, functioning of the body will be impossible. So first of all, in this chapter we will discuss about how substances are transported in plants and in animals. So first of all, we will see how it is transported in unicellular organisms, because in multicellular organisms there are different organs, they do different functions, but in unicellular organism how transportation takes place. So in unicellular organism, transportation of substances happens through the process of diffusion and osmosis. So gas move in and out of the cell by diffusion, and other substances move or transport by the process of osmosis. So two processes are there, that is diffusion and osmosis, through which transportation takes place in unicellular organism. So by diffusion, gases move and out, and other substances by osmosis. So in details we will discuss them. So by the process of diffusion, gases move in and out of the body. So diffusion is the intermixing of particles of liquids and gases. So diffusion means it is the process of intermixing of particles of liquid and gases. In diffusion, two different liquids or gas or solutions can mix together till they have uniform composition. So two liquids or two gases or two solutions, they can mix together till they have uniform composition. So in scientific words we can say that the random motion of particle in order to attain equilibrium of concentration is known as diffusion. So the random motion of particles in order to attain equilibrium, that means to maintain equilibrium of concentration, that is known as diffusion. So it can be observed in many aspects of our day to day life, that we get to smell many things in a day: perfume, food, garbage. So all these smells reach to our nose through the diffusion. The gas particles which carry smell are produced by different substances, and these particles spread in the air and reach to our nose. So that means it is the random motion of particles, that means particles move here and there and they scattered or they spread the smell. So the random motion of particles in order to attain equilibrium, that is called diffusion. The random motion of particles in order to attain equilibrium of concentration, that is diffusion. And we are getting many things, we are smelling that which one is good smell or bad smell, or perfume smell, or food or garbage. So all these reach to our eyes through the process of diffusion. And diffusion is maximum in gases and minimum in solids, because the gas particles can carry the smell faster and can carry the different they reach to different places, because the particles can spread here and there. So the diffusion, it is maximum in gases and minimum in solids. So next is osmosis, through which other substances move in unicellular organisms. So in living organisms, transport of most substance takes place through the osmosis. In osmosis, water moves from where it is present in larger amount to the region where it is in lesser amount. If a water in a region, if a water is in larger amount, then from that place the water moves to a region where water is present in lesser amount, that is called osmosis. And this spaces takes place through a special membrane, that is called semi permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane, because its name is semi-permeable because it allows only some type of particles to pass through it. So cell membrane and cellophane sheet are example of semi-permeable membrane. They allow only some type of particles to pass through it. So we can define osmosis as the movement of water through a semi-permeable membrane from high water concentration to low water concentration. That is known as osmosis. Osmosis also may be called as a type of diffusion, but osmosis, in case of diffusion, gases move in and out, and in osmosis water moves. So water moves from high concentration to low concentration, that is called osmosis. So cell membrane is a semi permeable membrane, so substance move across the cell membrane because of the osmosis. So we can take an example, like if we soak seeds or raisins in water, they will swell up. So when it is soaked in water, the amount of water around it is higher. Hence water moves into the seed or raisin by osmosis and it swells. So that is osmosis. Water moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. For example, here I am showing one example. Suppose this is a cell and this is water solution or sugar water solution or salt water solution, you can see. So if this cell has lesser water concentration than the surrounding, you can see that in surrounding water is higher, but in the cell water is in lesser quantity. So the concentration of water is higher in this region and the concentration of water is less in this region. So in this case, water will move from here to here, from higher concentration to lower concentration. As a result, the size of the cell will swell up. That means the size will be big. You can try it at your home also with seeds or raisins. You can take, you will soak in the water, and after some time you will see that the seeds or the raisins, they swell up. That is because of the osmosis, because the amount of water concentration is higher in the surrounding than the cell, and they swell up. So this is about the osmosis, how the other substance like water moves in the unicellular organisms. So this is about the unicellular organisms. Next class we will discuss about the circulatory system in humans.